number on one of those lousy, risky websites. Free for card members. Sign up, discover.com/free alerts. Limitations apply. It's online. Joy Taylor's joining us. One of my favorite guys. Kendrick Perkins is fascinating. He's played with everybody. He played with LeBron and Kyrie in Cleveland. He played with the big three in Boston, Pierce and Ray Allen. He played with James Harden and Westbrook and Kevin Durant in Oklahoma City. He played with the Pelicans, Anthony Davis. He's like the actor Kevin Bacon. They say he's like 6 degrees of separation. Kevin Bacon knows everybody in the world. He's worked with every actor ever. And I want to bring on Kendrick Perkins via the Coward Global Satellite Network. No, Perk, I said this watching the Celtics last night. I know Kyrie's great, but it doesn't fit, and that's okay. It doesn't mean he's less great. But as a former Celtic, who has great pride, and somebody that's played with Kyrie, what did you see in this series?
Well, in this series, I think Kyrie, the way he went about it was disrespectful to the city of Boston, was disrespectful to the organization, and he didn't represent what Celtic pride is all about. You know, I spent my first 8.5 years of my career in Boston, and those fans are unbelievable. The organization is unbelievable. The history of the franchise in itself is unbelievable. And the way Kyrie went about it, okay, yeah, I struggled. Okay, on to the next game, and kind of like the I don't care attitude, and, just basically, throughout the whole process, he was just, I thought he had got it, but he was just a bad leader, and he didn't represent what Celtic pride was about. And it was proven that, in my opinion, he's not a Batman. He's a great player. Kyrie is an elite player, but he's not a Batman. He's a Batman when he's on the team with LeBron, but he's not a Batman. He can't carry his own team.
Let me shift to another guard who I think's better than Kyrie. He'll go down better historically, and he revolutionized the game, Steph Curry. But Charles Barkley and others are saying it's over for the Warriors. And it's weird with Steph Curry, and I can't figure it out. Russell Westbrook has more respect in the league from players than Steph Curry, and I don't think it's close. What is it about Steph that many stars, former and current, don't respect about Steph? What is it?
Well, I could say this. The current players do respect Steph Curry. You can't take anything away from Steph. He's 2-time MVP. The guy is talented. He's a Batman. And we seen this last night. KD went out, and all of a sudden it was like a light switch went on with Steph Curry. Everybody thought, even myself, I'm thinking, oh, Lord, the Rockets about to blow the Warriors out and steal Game 5, and they about to close. And then all of a sudden, Steph Curry turns it on and make big plays down throughout the fourth quarter, and he becomes the Steph Curry that we all been knowing. But he took a back seat to Kevin Durant, which is rightfully so. But I think a lot of guys do respect Steph Curry, and I heard what Charles said yesterday. But you got to show that man some respect, man. The things he's done and the things he's been doing throughout his career, he's a Batman, and he's going to go down as one of the greatest point guards to ever play the game.
I watched Kevin Durant had a great career, but I watched him get hurt last night, and I thought, oh, my God, is that the last moment he's a Warrior? Because my guess is they've already said he's not playing in Game 6. If it's a calf tear, he's out. Okay.
Right.
If that's the last moment for Kevin Durant as a Warrior, Perk, could I make the argument that he wouldn't leave Golden State if that's his last moment? That if they lose, he'll come back?
I think today, if we talking about today, I think KD, this is his last time. This is his last season with the Warriors. This is not something that he told me. This is just my opinion. I think KD wants to go win elsewhere, because I think he's tired of getting discredited for joining a 73-9 team.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, today, if just thinking for Kevin Durant, if he don't play another game for the Warriors this postseason. I think this is his last game for the Warriors. Last night was his last game for the Warriors.
Wow. What a last image. A calf tear. James Harden, you played with James Harden. Now, one of the knocks on Harden has been stamina, that at the end of the year, he's not in world-class shape. He's never been he's not like D. Wade, where he plays both ends of the floor, or Paul Pierce, or Kawhi Leonard. He's kind of a one-end-of-the-floor guy, and even with that, he wears down. So I'm watching him last night, Perk, and when Durant got hurt, they gave the team to Steph, and Steph's running off picks. It's now Steph's team, and they're much faster, and they screen more, and they run more. I thought Harden got tired. You played with him. Do you always think stamina is an issue with him?
I mean, it's hard to say because this year, I mean, in the past, yes, but this year James is in unbelievable shape, and he's been doing a lot to treat his body. But one thing about it is that it's hard to. I always tell people I never was an elite scorer. I never was a scorer really like that at all. But James have to do so much offensively for his team to be successful because of the lack of production that he's getting from his other guys. CP is not CP right now. Capella is not giving them nothing. PJ Tucker and Eric Gordon are playing great basketball, but James have to do so much. And going on the other end, he had to either guard Klay Thompson or Steph Curry. They running around, they setting picks. I mean, and in the fourth quarter, they was trapping them. So, I mean, what else could he do, man? I mean, I don't think he got tired. I think he really just left it all out on the court and played the best basketball that he possibly could play. But I just think at the end of the day, the other guys like CP didn't step up last night.
What's happened to Chris Paul? I don't know how well you know him. What's happened to him? He's a shell of himself.
I don't know. It's like he's not being aggressive. This is not the CP we grown to love or know. I mean, he's not being aggressive. He don't look confident at all. I don't know. I don't know if, I don't want to say Father Time caught up with him because he's 34 years old, but, he's still in great shape and he's still Chris Paul, but I don't know, man. It's just, he don't look the same right now.
He doesn't.
And he doesn't, man. He do not look the same right now at all, man. So I don't know what's going on with him, but I know he have 2 games to get it right. I'll try to figure it out.
Yeah, finally. If you were LeBron James, they butchered the Ty Lue situation, the Lakers did. You don't know who's running it. Magic quit. If you were LeBron James this morning, would you go to the Lakers, the Buss family, and said, listen, I came here, I did my best, I got hurt, it didn't work, trade me? Would you do that, or would you stick it out?
I mean, if I'm Braun and I know Braun, he's gonna stick it out. He's not the type to bail. If that was the case, he wouldn't have signed a 4-year deal. I mean, I was with him in Cleveland when he was signing 1-year deals and, with an option on the second and another 1-year deal. He signed a 4-year deal, so he was committed to the Lakers. Now, with them not hiring T. Lue, they dropped the ball. The Lakers are worried about everything else besides trying to build a team to win basketball games and to bring a championship. And guess what? At this point in time, they dropped the ball with T. Lue, which would have been the perfect fit for the Lakers. So they dropped the ball on their so now they can't blame Braun for that. He didn't have his hands in none of this.
Perk, it's good talking to you. Kendrick Perkins, thanks, man.
Colin, thanks for having me.
You bet. It's LeBron is always a talking point, obviously, on this show, on all shows, all opinion shows. I mean, he is, there's just 6 or 7 people, whether you're a political host or a sports host, Brady, LeBron, they just get talked about, right? And there's certain politicians, obviously, we talk about. And with LeBron, I was always a defender of LeBron. I've always been like, look where the kid came from. He went to Cleveland, busted his butt. I defended him moving to Miami. And then I thought it was kind of cool, shocked me moving back to Cleveland, and then going to Los Angeles. I get it, mogul stage. I get it. This year's the first time I've said there's the scales are uneven. He went too much business, too much non-basketball. It didn't feel right. He didn't feel engaged, and I was critical of LeBron. But when I saw the two stories come out today, one, they're trying to trade him, and two, they butchered the Ty Lue situation, I was back on the LeBron train. I'm like, you got to give me a break here. I mean, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I have worked overwhelmingly for great companies. I've been incredibly lucky. I had a year and a half in Tampa. The people were well-meaning, but the station was a mess. It had transitioned from CBS to Fox, new management, and it was, you cannot overcome dysfunction upstairs. You can't. Okay, I don't care who you are. You can't. And I woke up this morning with LeBron, and I feel sympathy for him. This guy is his entire life. He has been a model citizen. He's been a wonderful guy, good husband, great dad, totally engaged. I didn't like his last 6 months. And I know he's mad at me and his people are mad at me. But I will tell you this, you wake up this morning, he is being underserved. This is not good enough for him. This is simply not good enough for him. This would be like Brady deciding, I've done everything, I'm going to go to Miami, and the Dolphins do what the Dolphins do. You know, they can't figure it out. You got no GM. You know, be careful. I tell people this all the time, young people, don't chase money, chase management. There's a sea of money for talented people. There's not a sea of great management. And I felt this morning sympathy for LeBron. He's a good dude who's done it right, didn't love the last 6 months, but this is embarrassing. I mean, if he wasn't married with kids, get out of town. And I totally support him. Like, I'm out. I've proven myself. You haven't. I'm out, and I'd support him. Joy with the news.
No.